Okay, came through loud and clear.
Great, you're set.
Okay, great. Well, welcome everybody to the August 24th Blockchain Employ final event. This is the fourth in a four-part series that we are hosting this summer, or that we've hosted this summer. And I hope that everybody has learned a lot. And we're going to just go over a few items first, and then we're going to get to the breakout rooms with the companies that actually have the jobs. So this is a Linux Foundation call for Hyperledger. So we have to abide by the antitrust policy, which is displayed on your screen. So just take a look at that for a second. And there's a link which will be made available if you need to read further into that. So, oh yeah, and this is being recorded and on YouTube at the same time. So I only have one announcement, and that is Friday, August 27th, the Hyperledger Giving Chain, which is a social impact project that is very interesting, is having a public meeting to catch everybody up as to where the project is. I will not be at that meeting. I am off that day, so my mentee and his team will be doing the whole show. So I encourage everybody to support them. That would be wonderful. So what are we here for today? So this is the last one. We're going to go over a little bit about what BC Employ is. We're going to talk a little bit about what we discussed in the last 3 slides and the educational opportunities. And then the companies that are going to be manning tables will discuss for a few minutes about what they're looking for and what their discussions will be geared around. Moving on, this again is I'm from Ledger Academy. That's a training company. I know Jim Mason and John Carpenter, who were very much a huge part of the whole thing for BC Employ. They're from the Hyperledger meetups. And then Naresh Jain was from the education piece, the Indian Blockchain Institute, which is a Hyperledger training partner. So the 4 of us did this together. And again, it is a Hyperledger call, and we're encouraging everyone to keep this information flowing by putting your email and your LinkedIn profile in the chat so that we can pass it on to the companies and also help you with great ideas or jobs that are coming that would fit what your requirements are. So hopefully everybody will do that as I'm continuing to talk. So the first meeting, and I don't know, John, if you want to recap what you guys discussed or what we went over at the first one.
Yeah, we had an exceptional panel discussion at the first employment event for Denver. And we had Eduardo from Accenture, we had Daniela from Hyperledger, and we had Sophia. Well, we actually had Melissa, who filled in for Sophia. And I was just reading off the slide. We had a great event and really, got a chance to learn more about these companies and what is actually the skill set that's needed in the blockchain space for, companies that are actively recruiting. So it was a great event and really looking forward to keeping this trajectory alive and continuing this on after this event as well. So Bobby, back to you.
Thank you, John. And now if Jim will take the mic and recap his event.
Sure. So the second session we did really covered the blockchain job market in a sense and how you can fill your pipeline as a candidate, and also try to give you a little bit of a flavor of what companies were looking for from their perspective in candidates. So we're lucky enough to have Gary Singh, a product manager at Google Cloud, come in, and he's also been a big part of Hyperledger Fabric for a very long time. I think he's on the TSC at this point as well. Ben Townsend, who leads recruiting for Ho Jackson in the blockchain space, came and gave us his perspectives. Brian Nelson, technical recruiter from Front Team Partners out on the West Coast, also focused on the blockchain area as well. And finally, the guest panelist, so much to her surprise, was Bobby Mascara, who actually filled in and really gave us another perspective that we needed as well on the panel. So it was a very good panel. We had a nice engagement from the audience as well. So that went well and hopefully set up some expectations around maybe a little bit for the job fair and what you can do with your pipeline. And that's it.
Well, thank you, Jim. And then I'll recap the last one, which was again geared for job seekers, how to market themselves, the benefits of a LinkedIn profile, what should be on your LinkedIn profile, how to brand yourself, what your resume should look like, what it shouldn't look like, and just those soft skills about being on time, being polite, all to get ready to present your brand that's yourself to these employers who have great jobs for you. So we discussed that a little bit, and then we went into the Indian Blockchain Institute's training programs for the 5 certifications that they offer. Classes just started. Another session will be starting in a few weeks. So the link is on the BC Employee website if you're interested in sharpening your skills and getting a certificate in blockchain. So that's basically where we were now. So again, and that's the Indian Institute of Blockchain for just those soft skills. And I mentioned the classes that offer certifications. These would be the classes that you could get certified in. And once you get certified, you get a certification on a blockchain through the Snap Cert company. So your attested credentials will be available for you to display anyway or anywhere that you want. And they are still offering a discount for BC Employee member or participants. So you'd mentioned that when you sign up, there's a spot for that. So now getting back to where we are, right now we're going to be moving forward with this on our website. This is our homepage. It'll have updated information, a recording of the events. It'll post when our next event is. We also have a page for opportunity seekers. It offers the education as well as resume and LinkedIn advice. So again, if you haven't put your LinkedIn or your email into the chat, that's how we're going to send you to rooms. So please get that in there now so that we have that. And then for the pipeline fillers, the people who have these jobs that they're really looking to fill, we're offering services for them as well. Being a part of this, we're running this series quarterly, so there'll be a fall, winter, and spring. And we're encouraging lots of activity around those events. So now I'm going to introduce the people who are part of our blockchain event and give them a time to talk about their companies. So we have Accenture, Dtcc, Hyperledger, Collido, and Consensus. And each one will have a chance. We're going to start with Accenture, and who'd ever like to take over to discuss a few minutes about what your breakout room and what jobs you're trying to fill.
Yeah, and I'll just weigh in here a little bit. So I invited Melanie and the team to come out and present. And Melanie has really done a lot of great work in the blockchain space. And she's going to talk to us all about the great thing that Accenture has going on and what the team's going to be looking for. So Melanie, over to you.
Thanks, John. It's great to be here. I've got just a couple of stats to share if I can do a screen share here. Here we go. Let me get that moving. Just for a fun story, we are the world's most valuable brand that nobody knows who we are, which is always a fun perspective to give you a little bit of context on how we come together and making sure I can see everything at the same time. So let me do it not in full screen because I lost it, that perspective. And I'm always happy to be here at Hyperledger events. I actually have the honor of being on the board of Hyperledger and a number of other organizations. Our Accenture team is always tech independent and has a footprint in the on the board of the EEA, as well as many other organizations in the blockchain space. So excited to be here. We are, 500,000 people strong across the world, which is always amazing. In 200 cities, 6,000 clients. And the stat that I think is always the funnest is we support 91 of the Fortune 100, right? So if there's a major brand, Accenture is in the mix. So again, that ironically, world's most valuable brand, a lot of you don't even know who we are, what we are behind the scenes, powering the strategy, the technology, and the capabilities for the brands that you know and love every day. And we are embedded in the ecosystem, which is the fun way on how we are able to convene together people in the blockchain space, bringing industries and markets together. In North America alone, we're split up into 5 market units, 55,000 employees. Our number of employee resource groups, programs that we have inclusion and diversity goals. If you follow Julie Sweet on Twitter, you'll see that she's known a bit, our CEO is known a bit as the CEO whisperer. So our ability to have that influence and impact. But why you guys are here, just spinning through, like I said, a few facts and stats, why you guys are here is we are growing our blockchain and multi-party systems team with leaps and bounds. We continue to drive and shape the market. We are looking for strategists, consultants, architects, and entrepreneurs and engineers. So you name it, we're looking for them. So we're looking for the people to have the wild idea to do a brainstorming session with a client, someone to follow through and write up a formal C-suite level strategy, consultants that are helping to take a value pool, an assessment, and really see how do we drive that kind of change and transformation. We're looking for those architects who can take blockchain-based solutions and see how do we really drive meaningful value and impact and not just put blockchain in for fun. So we've all seen it, we've all heard of it. Why did you need a distributed system? You probably didn't. So growing our group of architects and engineers that can do so. And then entrepreneurial spirit is really the core to kind of how our team works. We are part of tech innovation and tech incubation, actually incubating net new markets in the firm, which is a bit of a tip of the spear. So we have R&D and labs, looking at what technology is next. We have tech innovation, which is driving that applied, what we can do now with our clients in our scaled business who helps with technology, cloud, operations, infrastructure, outsourcing and such. So lots of different capabilities. This group is specifically focused on making markets. We have lots of opportunities and roles around the world. The past year, our goals have been around the future of money, the future of identity, and the future of supply chains, all of which have been just amplified with what we've seen with COVID. So we brought a mix of a group of talent for you guys to talk to in the tables. So we'll have both some technical people and some business people in each of the groups. So looking forward to having more discussions.
Awesome. Thanks, Melanie. That's a wonderful overview. And I know everyone's looking forward to connecting with Accenture and going through the opportunities that are available, which sounds like a huge amount. Perfect. There's looks like a slide that shows you who's going to be at the breakout rooms. And maybe Melanie, you want to talk just a little bit of maybe the breakout of kind of more of the business side people versus more of the technical side team members?
Yeah, so we'll have both representations in both rooms. So Tom Fahey leads our supply chain. Jess Townsend leads our identity capability. Cody has been immersed in our technology space. Catherine White's been working with the World Economic Forum, so incredible, just leading in on the future of money. Josh Cardelloni across supply chains. Khadija across oil and gas, and Tracy, who actually used to be a big part of the Hyperledger organization and is one of our lead technologists and architects across the board.
Yeah, perfect. And then I also see we have Cynthia and Tricia up there.
Yes, and they are helping to organize our rooms, so we keep all your names and can do all our follow-ups and such. So thank you.
Perfect.
Yes,
Okay, great.
So much. Now, next we have the Collido Room.
Great, thank you. Well, I'm here with Madison. So just a quick intro. I'm one of the founders of Collido, and Madison is our recruiter. I did want to share some slides, so it's not letting me share. I'm getting cannot share screen. Well, okay, I should be able to share now. So great. And let me go back to the very first slide. So who is Collido? We're a very fast growing tech startup, obviously very exciting space, blockchain, digital transformation platforms. We're all about making these multi-party systems, as you heard Accenture talk about, these business networks and ecosystems, radically simple to build, to get into production, and all for enterprise. So I'm part of a four-member co-founding team that has been in the blockchain space from the very beginning. I personally started working in blockchain in 2015. And we had a lot of really early insights working with the leaders in the space. launched, coming back home to the Hyperledger community, because worked very closely to help set up Hyperledger and make initial code donation there. And we work across all the major enterprise protocols, very similar to Accenture, so offering flexibility and choice to our customers, really focused on customer results, so real benefits, using blockchain to evolve business processes and also to revolutionize how people work. We're natively cross-cloud and hybrid. We're built a platform, you could go try us for free. So for all of those with technical bent, to build a multi-party system right out of the box. We've had a very strong commitment to open source since day one, and recently open sourced 6 years of learnings and insights. That's the Firefly that I was talking about, Firefly community, with a couple of our clients and partners who have been working on this code base. And really excited to see a lot of traction on that. So if you go in, this is what our product looks like. I think with the SaaS, and you're looking to work for SaaS, you want to see exactly what it is. So you want it to be enterprise grade, really built for developers. And I welcome you to learn more about what our customers are doing around financial inclusion, supply chain, helping solve problems like a single version of the truth when it comes to like who's died in the US. That's a mortality monitor project. There's no death master record in the US right now. If you have an auto accident, healthcare, revolutionizing healthcare, digital assets. We've done a lot in the NFT space, working with the World Bank and CBDC projects across the world, disease surveillance, sustainability, donor impact, point of sale, retail, climate warehouse, ed tech. So lots of exciting projects, securities and settlement. You could find some use cases and stuff on our website. And just for some recent news, some of our client networks have been picked as innovators by IDC and other analysts for what they've built on us. We recently were awarded a grant for blockchain operability. So the Collido team and engineers get to work on that, which is going to be really fun. And we partner with people like MIT who run week-long courses on us. So in terms of the jobs we'll be talking about in our breakout room, engineering, we're very engineering-led team and culture. So lots of openings from senior down to more sort of introductory front end and full stack roles as well. But I'd say the senior full stack and senior engineer are really hot jobs for us. And then we've got some roles in marketing and design as well. So look forward to talking to you in the room. I don't know if you want to add anything, Madison.
I think I'll add some more in the room when we break out, but you definitely gave the best summary.
Long summary.
Perfect.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot, moving fast, and looking forward to speaking with you guys.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks, Sophia, and thanks, Madison. Look forward to having everybody connect with Collido in the room. And so, Bobby, who do we have up next?
Okay, next we have DTCC.
Perfect.
Do you need the screen, guys?
No, good afternoon. So I was actually very specifically told not to have slides. So I'm just going to paint the picture with my words here. But
Perfect.
My name is Ali Khan. I'm the Executive Director for Technology Research and Innovation Organization in DTCC. So in the 5 minutes we have, what I'll try to just touch upon is who are we, who is DTCC, and why is it so awesome to work with DTCC in the DLT space arena, right? So DTCC, essentially, it's a very unique company. We are the world's largest depository for financial securities. We've been in existence for over 45 years, and essentially we're the premier post-trade market infrastructure for the global financial services industry. So, I mean, what do we do? Simply put, we automate, centralize, and standardize the processing of financial transactions across the trade life cycle. And this in turn mitigates risk for thousands of institutions worldwide. So overall, it's a SIFMO entity considered a very critical part of the U.S. financial services backbone. And just referencing what the Accenture person said, it's again one of those brands which is extremely critical, but not many people outside of financial service industry would have heard about it, right? So just to share some facts and metrics with you, we are headquartered in Jersey City, and we have presence across multiple locations within the US and across the globe. So around 4,500 employees working in 15 countries. We hold active issues worth $63 trillion. And this is the number I really love to quote, is we process about over $2.15 quadrillion a year. So
Wow.
quadrillion being 1,000 trillion, trillion being 1,000 billion. And this is literally the only place where I see quadrillion being used as an actual number and not as an expression. So hopefully that impresses you guys a little bit. More than 50 exchanges and trading platforms in the US utilize our clearing services. And we have over 6,300 clients that we service across 70 countries. So literally the who's who of the financial industries form our client base. Now, why is it such a great opportunity to work with DTCC in the DLT space? First and foremost, just owing to our unique position in the industry. The projects we undertake and the areas of financial services we focus on, they tend to possess the potential to have a very broad impact across the industry, right? This is not a niche space. This is a central industry utility. So we are in a very unique position to evolve some of the most critical facets of the financial service industry in a very holistic and comprehensive manner, right? So it's a high visibility, high impact arena. And some examples, some of these projects, and you can look those up, would be Project Whitney and Project Ion, on which we published some white papers. Number two, as I mentioned, we have a huge client base consisting of some of the most prominent players in the financial services industry across the globe. So any work that we do in the research and innovation, we tend to get tremendous visibility, tremendous partnership, and very broad engagement from the industry, right? So the work we do, it's usually is known. A very good example, if you might have heard about the recent Robinhood and the fiasco, and our name was actually called out in the hallowed halls of the Congress. We have a dedicated research and innovation group, very well staffed, well budgeted. It's got its own business and technology wings, dedicated development ecosystem that covers all facets of research and innovation, including market assessment, landscape analysis, POCs, prototypes, client engagements, industry workshops, white papers, etc. Right? And lastly, we deal with a wide gamut of business cases. This includes, examples are private equity space, clearance and settlement, digital identity, insurance, and we deal with a broad flavor of DLT platforms, public as well as private. So absolutely no dearth of fun and cool technologies to work on. And hopefully, as you come to our booth, we can, manned by some of my colleagues from DTCC, we can share more about what nice opportunities we have and give you more details around why it's so much fun to work for DTCC. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was great. Again, a company that is under-recognized, but fueling the industry. So hats off.
And Ali, you want to also mention who's going to be at the breakout tables? That's up on the screen there. So I know Jody's going to be there. So maybe talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Jyoti and Naveen Kumar, they're on breakout table number 1, and Nitya and Hitesh will be on table number 2. And these are primarily my colleagues from the technology arena. And I don't want to get into the details of the job, but I think we are looking at a broad set of skills, a lot of it in the in hands-on development arena. People coming in with hats-on DLT skills, hopefully in the financial services space. But more details as people start coming to the tables. Any specific things I should be touching on, John?
No, I just wanted to have every company have an opportunity really to describe kind of the people that are going to be hosting the virtual tables, and then also kind of get a flavor for the types of roles that are really at the top of your list, what you're looking to recruit for.
Okay. So I'm just going to touch upon, the kind of open roles we have. I just spoke about it generically. All right, so sorry guys, my screen is stuck. So essentially, we are looking for technology roles at this point across different ranges of seniority as well as skill sets. So this is, senior principal application architect, application security DLT lead. So it's in the dev space as well as application security space. In addition to that, we are looking for full stack Java developers who, in addition to full stack development skills, also have are informed or have knowledge of DLT. And on top of that, if there are really skilled people who don't have hands-on DLT experience, but have knowledge or interest, we do have for really talented individuals, we do provide opportunities to train them on the job or through formal trainings. So essentially, if you're, if you think you are, this is an area that excites you, and this is a sort of a specific company or an industry space that you're interested in, we should be able to figure something out as long as you have the appropriate skills and experience. And as I said, my colleagues Nitya, Hitesh, Naveen, and Jyoti. Naveen, Nitya, and Hitesh are from the application development space, and I believe Jyoti, pardon me if I'm wrong, but Jyoti is from the security space.
Yeah, that's perfect. Ali, thanks for doing that, and we look forward to collaboration. The one thing I will say to the team, it looks like the co-host needs to be back assigned to me as I create these meetup rooms. So Danielle, I know you're on the call. I don't know if you
I can do that. Yep.
reassign me to host. That'd be great.
Let me give it a try.
Okay, no problem. Sorry to interrupt the flow here, but I need to be making sure we get these things
It was a
running.
perfect lead-in because guess who's next?
Our favorite person from Hyperledger, Daniela.
All right. Hold on a second. All right. I'm just checking to make sure that Dave is the host there. We'll give you access in 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. I know David had to go and take care of something else, so I appreciate
I'm back
you
now.
doing
Do we need to set somebody as host?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
I
can
need to
make
be
John.
set as host so I can create the meetup rooms.
Oh, sure, of course.
Thanks, David. You're awesome.
All right. All right. Can everybody hear me and see me?
Yep, everything
right.
looks perfect.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. It's great to see we're close to 100 participants today. And for anybody who tells me that, there's no jobs or there's no opportunities in blockchain, I think we're here to dismiss that thought. And thank you so much to John Carpenter and Bobby and Jim Mason, who this is the 4th edition of this sessions. And I've gotten great feedback from our community members and also the member companies that are looking for the talent. So thank you so much for everybody working together to connect people who are looking for jobs with people who need to hire for these jobs, because there's certainly a market. And it's fantastic to see Accenture and Collido and Dtcc here today. And as you'll see, there's other opportunities within our global community as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Daniela Barbosa. I'm the Vice President of Worldwide Alliances here at Hyperledger. Myself, along with our staff, work very closely with our member companies, as well as our open source community to make sure that Hyperledger is focused on our mission and goals, which is to create enterprise open source software that all of you can use to build your businesses, to go work for companies that use the software, and really to build that collaboration space within the ecosystem. We have been working with our member companies to identify 3 things that I think are really important for a strong commercial ecosystem where there's a lot of jobs and a lot of opportunities for people. One is training and education, working with the Linux Foundation and as well as our Hyperledger training partners. We have great resources, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just navigate to, for those of you who are new. Let me see, share my screen, and we're going to go with desktop 1. For those of you who are new from our website, from our main website, to learn about training opportunities, if you go under training and certification, There's really great resources, like Bobby has pointed out, to get trained. Some are offered through the Linux Foundations, other free courses that are available as MOOCs, which are open source online free courses. So as you can see here, there's some on identity, which is a very hot topic right now. And there's certainly going to be a lot of hiring done around identity blockchain solutions in the near future. And currently now, even for some members that are already on here, oops, and I don't know how to use my mouse. So let me try that again. And also, as I mentioned, our training partners, we'll talk a little bit about that. And also the intermediate and advanced training and certification. So the Linux Foundation, partnering with Hyperledger, does provide certified courses as well, so that you can become a Fabric administrator and a Fabric developer. And I can tell you, because very often I hear from member companies or end user companies who are looking to hire administrators and developers, that they certainly look for some of those certifications that are available in the marketplace. As I mentioned before, we do also have a fantastic group of training partners, and this includes some of the training partners that, let's see if the page will load up again for us. Let's see here. Maybe not. There you go. So some of the training partners that you'll hear about today, Consensus, IBM, IDS, the Corella Blockchain Academy, PeerSafe, and the Snapper Future Tech with the Indian Blockchain Institute that Bobby presented some of the courses that they use as well, as long as some regional ones like Voni Chain out of Asia. So a lot of great resources for those of you at different levels, whether you're just getting acquainted or introduced into blockchain to more advanced and intermediate in certifications. So please do check that out. For us, it's very important to once again have that ecosystem of commercial opportunities and companies that provide jobs and products and services built with Hyperledger. So we spend a lot of time making sure that we can train. We also have been working quite a bit with universities. Just this morning, there was a presentation to our media and entertainment special interest group around some of the work that we're doing with Morgan State, which is an HBCU university. We reach out to different organizations, for example, like Anita Borg with the Grace Hopper Foundation, to really get diversity into our community and engineers and developers that can really meet that goal. So please do check out our training and certification. When it comes to jobs, a couple of things. One is our role, and one of the things our member companies for the last 4 years I've been here at Hyperledger has said to us, that it is very hard to find trained resources or people that have blockchain experience. So we try to build a lot of training opportunities for people to build those blockchain experience. And then we do have a member, so we are, Hyperledger is a member organization. Member companies like Accenture and Collido and Oracle join Hyperledger to support our open source communities, and we do want to help them fill these spots. So if you go to our website and click on the job board, at any time you're going to find some opportunities. Collido and Accenture is here, so they'll talk to you at their tables about some of the opportunities that they have open. We also have some listings on Oracle. I know they have another one that just expired that are open as well, so please do check out their website. One that is really cool, I invited them to come, but they're based out of Paris right now, and they're moving operations to Los Angeles, is Una Blockchain. And take a look at them. If you're into race car driving, they are building a hydrogen powered car that is the most beautiful car. I want to be the first one that has one of these cars in my neighborhood, because I live in a Tesla neighborhood and I want better than a Tesla. But Una Blockchain is a new Hyperledger member. They're looking for a lead software engineer, and they have some other positions available on their website as well. And they're building an automotive blockchain company to basically be core of the hydrogen car that they're building. And take a look at it. The car's name's Hopium, and it's built, once again, it's the most beautiful car ever. So if you're interested into that, great opportunity. Take a look at it. If you need an introduction, I'm happy to also make any introductions to any of our member companies as well. In regards to Hyperledger and the Linux Foundation, if you are not aware, we are an open source project. Hyperledger is one of hundreds of different open source projects that fall under the Linux Foundation. And I encourage you to explore other open source projects within the Linux Foundation. But we are always hiring. And if you go to the Linux Foundation and go to careers, now these are not all blockchain related, but they are open source related, which is also a great job opportunity for many of us here on the phone today. And you can see here the various, most of these job positions are remote. They'll show San Francisco because the system needs to put something in, but we are fully remote global organization. And you can see the different products, the different job titles that are available at the Linux Foundation. So I encourage everybody to take a look at it. And if you're interested or have any questions, please do look at these job roles and I'd be happy to answer it. So one more thing, I'm going to stop sharing my screen if I can. Let me see here. Oops, there's my screen. I am like a newbie at Zoom, believe it or not. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. It's because I have it in full screen. Hold on. I could do this. I can do this. All right. Where is my, I don't know where my screen went to stop sharing. Oh.
While Danielle's doing this, I'm just going to put a shameless plug in for the Hyperledger Learning Materials Working Group. We're part of we meet bi-weekly and have calls that introduce people to the Hyperledger community, the projects, the tools, the libraries, as well as the special interest groups and the working groups. So if you're interested in becoming active in the Hyperledger community, join us every other Monday at the Learning Materials Working Group call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And to that point, there are so many opportunities for people to get involved in the Hyperledger community through our special interest groups. We have special interest groups that focus on healthcare, supply chain, and you don't have to be a deep technologist to be participating and really building a brand for yourself in the open source community and the Hyperledger community. So I encourage you to do that. If you don't know where to start, reach out to any of us. We're happy to help. But if you go on the website and then you click on participate, you'll find the special interest groups, the working groups. I think there's on average something like 30 calls a week that you can participate on and different opportunities. So it's a great community. It's a great thing to put on your resume that you're participating and contributing, not just code contributions, but also, you know, subject matter expertise around these specific subjects that we're working on, participating in events like this. There is a place for everybody in our Hyperledger community. So one more plug for Hyperledger. For those of you who are on social media, if after the session or during the session, you tweet out that you attended the Hyperledger BC employee session and you tag Hyperledger jobs, so Hyperledger jobs, all one word, I will be in contact and I will send you a 5-year anniversary t-shirt. In the front, it says 5-year anniversary, and in the back, it has all the projects and all the launch dates of the projects as well. So for anybody who tweets out Hyperledger jobs and that you attended and your feedback, I will be happy to be in touch with you and get your t-shirt. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Daniela. And we love free stuff. So
Yeah, that's for the sponsoring companies too.
You can have one.
That t-shirt looks cool.
That's awesome. And next we're going to hear from Consensus. Do we have anyone on from Consensus? I didn't see Grace on, but I'm not sure if she's under a different name.
No, hi, this is Matt Nelson. Unfortunately, our recruiter had to drop off. So I will be giving a brief overview and also manning the breakout rooms, but that's okay. I think I'm well equipped to handle it. So my name is Matt Nelson. I work in the strategy and operations group at Consensus. Consensus is one of the world's leading Ethereum software companies. We not only make the Ethereum protocols, but we make products like MetaMask for user wallets, Infura for blockchain-based infrastructure. It's a whole portfolio of different software products in the Ethereum ecosystem. We do have open source protocols like Hyperledger Besu, part of the Hyperledger Foundation. And we have tons of different roles within our organization for, again, developers, engineers, data scientists, for business business-minded folks as well. It's not just kind of a tech focused role set. So please join us in the breakout room if you have interest in the Ethereum ecosystem, crypto economics, and a lot of other kinds of technologies that make that work, like zero knowledge proofs, a lot of research and development topics. We're really working to kind of push forward this ecosystem by developing a whole breadth of public goods. And that's why we're so proud to work with Hyperledger on open source technology. So if you'd like to, again, work in a variety of different roles from the sell side all the way through the development of blockchain protocols and protocol engineering, there are plenty of roles open at Consensus, and I'd love to chat a little bit more. And I can also, dive into my experience working in the protocols group and, talk a little bit about my job search experience too. So if you're interested in blockchain-based careers in the Ethereum ecosystem, or if you're more interested in broadly the crypto ecosystem, come drop by our booth and chat, and we can see what roles we have that might be a good fit for everyone's skills.
Thank you so much, Matt. Okay, now we're going to go to the breakout tables. So Accenture has 2 tables. DTCC has 2 tables. Collido, Hyperledger, Consensus. Oh, I have 3 tables. Sorry, DTCC only has 2. You'll be able to pick a table. I'm going to turn it over to John to talk about that, but please don't forget to put your email and LinkedIn information in the chat, because we will be reaching out for you. And don't forget to tweet for a t-shirt. So John, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Here we see your mouth moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, still muted.
Okay, now I should be okay. Thank you very much, Bobby. I really appreciate your wonderful help and collaboration here. So I've created the 7 breakout rooms that we have available for you to join. And in order to do the self-selecting join of the breakout rooms, make sure that your Zoom software is up to date, because only with the latest software version will you be able to join directly. However, Bobby graciously has offered to make sure that she can put you into a room if you can't self-select. So what I would do is just in the chat, if you're not able to self-select the room and you want to be put into a certain room, then reach out via the chat and let Bobby know which room you want to go into, and she'll place you in there. She's going to be the point person for making sure that anyone who shows back up into the main room can always go and connect with whatever company they want in whatever room that they need to get to. Whereas myself, I'm going to kind of float around between the different rooms and the different companies and just make sure that everything's running smooth for everyone. And if anyone has any questions, just direct chat to me and I'll be able to address any meeting room issues. And then we're going to go ahead, and when we're ready to wrap up, we're going to send out a notice that'll give you a little bit of a timer. And then we're just going to come back in and reconvene in the main room just to kind of do a wrap up of how everything went. So that's basically the way the protocol is going to go. I'm going to go ahead and recapture once more the chats that are in the main room. And if you haven't already put in your LinkedIn profile, which is the best, into the chat, or submitted your resume to the BC Employee website, that would be great. And if you don't have either one of those, the best thing you could do is just put your email address into the chat. But I'm going to go ahead and do one more capture on that, and then I'm going to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms now. Okay, here we go. Opening all the rooms. And now I'm going to broadcast a message. Please join a room of choice. Okay, everyone. Have a wonderful time interacting with these great companies. And those members of the companies, please find your company branded table and go ahead and join the groups that are going to be assembling there now. I can see a lot of people already dropping off to join their specific tables.
Bobby, can you try to put me in? I think as a co-host, I can't put myself in the room.
Yes, no worries. I'll put you in. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, can I get the same help as well? I do apologize. Thank you.
So Brian, where?
Hyperledger would be really cool.
That would be cool. There you go.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No worries. If you're not in a room and want to be assigned, please unmute and tell me because it's easier than for me looking through all the chats.
Thank you so much.
Hi, can you move me to the Dtcc room where Nitya and Hitesh are there?
Certainly.
For
Yeah,
some reason.
DTCC for me too, please.
That was John.
That's correct.
Ralph Benko for Collido, please.
Oh, actually, I can do it myself. I just noticed it. No worries. I got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Bobby, if you can.
Jacqueline Lim for
Sophia.
consensus, please. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just Sophia Lopez for Collido. It's in progress, but it's not moving me over.
Hi, Jacqueline Lim for consensus, please.
Okay, Jacqueline, what's your name? Oh, I see it.
Edward Johnson for
Thank you.
Accenture, please.
Okay, Edward Johnson for Accenture.
Uh-oh.
Hi,
Lamb
Galasha
for
for
consensus?
Accenture, please.
Okay, one moment.
Sorry.
Okay, who was the last one to say something?
Johnny Lamb for consensus.
Okay. Next.
Galasha for Accenture, please.
Anyone else? I can randomly assign you if you'd like. How about we take roll? Christina, where would you like to go?
Hi, Miss Bobby. I would like to go to consensus first, and then I would like Bobby Muscara to put me on Russian roulette of wherever else I need to go talk to everybody.
I'm sending you to consensus.
Thank you.
Okay, how about Cody? Duran?
With
Oh.
yeah, sorry,
Daniel.
I'm with Accenture.
Daniel.
Okay, Cody's going to Accenture. Daniel?
Consensus.
Consensus?
This is Joe Fan. Can you send me the consensus as well?
Certainly.
Thank you.
This is Alejandro. Can you send me the consensus as well?
Certainly. Gustavo? How about Ishmael? Kevin? Okay, if anybody needs to be joined to a room, I'm going to assign everyone to a room in a moment if you haven't already been assigned.
You assign me to Hyperledger. This is Mike.
Okay, Mike.
Thank you.
This is Randy Middleton. Assign me to Hyperledger, please.
Certainly. So Kevin, Jordan, Gustavo, Ishmael, B, and I think that's about it. Hide to. And Xylophone. Anyone preference or should I just assign?
Hey, Bobby, my name is Brian. I'm interested in, I got here a little bit late, but what would you recommend for business development, go-to-market types of roles outside of technology and development?
I think that all of them have that kind of role, but Bobby, go ahead.
I was going to say Collido because they're really innovative and looking for a lot of ancillary roles around blockchain as well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Okay. And I'm just going to assign everybody else.
Hi, could you put me into the consensus, please?
Certainly.
Hideto.
Certainly.
Okay, Bobby, I'm going to leave it in your good hands here. And I'm going to start jumping in and checking, make sure everything's running smooth.
Okay, I assigned people, so.
Yep.
Everybody's in a room.
You did a perfect job, A+.
Thank you. No, you did. These rooms are great. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go jump in here real quick.
And I'll stay in here. Josh, or I think it's Brian, do you want to be assigned to a new room?
No, thank you. I was just joining for the first time, but I'll jump into a breakout room.
Okay, great. If you have problems, let me know and I can assign you to whichever one you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Lanchel. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Do you need to go to a new room?
Yeah, I'm finding one right now. I was just in the DTCC one, so I'm looking.
Yeah, how is that going over there for them?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, I had
Oh,
a great
good.
conversation with the people, so it's awesome.
Okay, great. Look forward to catching back up with you.
Okay, thanks.
Cheyenne, are you okay? Do you need to be assigned to a room?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to change rooms. So I have to come back to this main room to go back. Am I audible? Hello?
Hello?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. I can assign you to a room.
No, I
It
was
looks like you're still in a room.
Yeah, I just trying to switch rooms, so I have to come back to this main room.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Hi, do you need to be assigned to a room? I think it's low drag.
Oh, I'm sorry, it was on mute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, no. The humidity affected my screen. I got bounced out, so I'm just coming back in.
Oh, okay, no worries.
So, hey, Bobby, it's Michael Novak.
Hey, Michael, how are you? It's always good to see your face.
Yeah, well, it's here in DC, so you know what the weather's like,
Yeah, it's lovely.
Did you miss the hurricane?
It didn't really affect Jersey at all. Some wind, nothing bad.
Yeah, same here.
It really missed us, so we were lucky.
Yeah. So how do I get into door number 2? I was with Accenture, and I wanted to talk with the Consensus and then Hyperledger. I don't know, are these timed sessions, or is it you leave and come as you
You leave and come as you want.
Okay.
So I can put you in Consensus.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Have fun.
If I don't, do I get my money back?
Yeah, that's true. I think you're in Consensus now, but talking to me. See if I can, yeah. Hi, Jose, do you need help?
Hi, guys. No, it's been pretty clear. I'm just trying to understand everything and
hopefully see if there is a way for me to benefit anybody's company at this point.
So what skills are you looking to work on, like get a position in?
That's a great question. So my background is in real estate and finance. The skills that, and also a bit of tech and blockchain. The skills that I'm hopefully able to provide to a company is in the field of DeFi, providing some type of help with creating smart contracts, or in creating some type of help when it comes to business analysis. I truly enjoy reviewing and analyzing businesses and seeing how they could fit on the blockchain, and how we can create a strategy or a scope of work that makes sense. So that's kind of like my background and where I think I would fit. I'm not a super technical person, but I've been
Did you go to DTCC?
Did I do the DTCC? No.
Because they specialize in decentralized finance solutions.
Okay.
So they need people not just on the technical side of DeFi, but who understand financial markets, real estate markets, and that kind of thing. So I would jump in there if you wanted to get some insight into the financial markets and the DeFi blockchains.
Okay. Let me see. So
I can assign you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Send it over. Join.
Do you need help?
Hey, Bobby, Daniel. I was interested in the project that you're specifically working on with your, what is it, the BC employ?
The social impact project?
The social impact project. And I think I read somewhere that you have an opportunity for people in like the supply chain or logistics to become involved.
Yes, and I will just explain that in a second. I'm just going to check with Grace if she wants to go into the consensus room, I'm assuming. So I'm just going to send you there.
Please, thank you.
Here you go.
Great, appreciate it.
Okay, I'm so glad that you wanted to discuss this because right now we are, again, the website is thegivingchain.org. And it has most of the information. We're doing a series of checkpoints to build this social impact project. And the technology side, why supply chains are so important, is basically the structure is a donor, a transporter, and a recipient. And within that supply chain, we're trying to track donations that could vary a lot, whether they're monetary or blankets or food or whatever. So that's something that we have in the back of our mind. The first time we did it, we did the Sawtooth blockchain. We forked their Sawtooth Lake fish example, and we took out the fish and we put in the giving bag, and we had barcodes on the bags that would rip off and the person would retain it as proof of. So again, it's more of a blockchain simulation project than an actual blockchain project.
Right.
And now that we're trying to do the project again in scalable, so I'm just going to slide this over here. I don't know if you can see the giving chain right there on the screen right now.
Yeah, it's small, but I can see it.
Yeah, so right now we're doing 3 projects. We're doing the project that we did the first time, which is the farmers in New Jersey to the food banks in New Jersey. My mentee from Hyperledger, he lives in Uttarakhand. And that's the town next to him is really a flood zone and a flooded town. So the farmers in his town are going to get together and get some donations together, and he's going to transport them to that town. And then the third project is by the other mentee. Her name is Madhu, and she's trying to deal with the humanitarian crisis facing Indian women in rural areas right now because the supply chains have all but stopped. And she's having her issue is getting hygiene products to the women in India in these rural areas. So the giving chain is helping out with that. We're running the projects on September 3rd, whether the blockchain supply chain is ready or not, to collect the data points, because what we've learned from the first one was that a digital picture might be the best way to capture and transfer this stuff. And that was 2 years ago. And now there's NFTs. So now we're thinking the NFT could build on itself from the first location to the second location to the final recipient location, like through a series of smart contracts that adds the picture, so that at the end, the NFT would just track the entire donation. We're looking at, we looked at Sawtooth again, and they informed us that the example that we used is no longer runnable because the software and dependencies have changed so much, and they don't have a working example that we could very easily fork and try to play with. So the people at Firefly are offering us a possible solution as blockchain as a service, but we haven't really gotten into their code base or seen anything. So any suggestions for this supply chain piece, I would love to hear.
Okay. Well, basically, just pretty much what I do. I work for a company out of Maryland. It's called Chop Tank Transport. And I'm on the operations side, and then I have a sales team. So I have access to like 26,000 carriers. And then we have several customers, several very large customers. So I think what I need to do is maybe go visit the giving chain and see exactly where, if we can kind of fit in, because the good thing about the company that I work for, they're always looking to do things as far as outreach. We do some stuff with veterans, maybe one or two other organizations. So I wasn't quite sure what your need is, but if there's any way I could fit in to, maybe come up with a list of carriers that might be able to interested. One thing I'm thinking when you mentioned food, we have a situation where we work with several small farmers down in the Florida area and in Texas. And a lot of times when stuff gets damaged, it's not so bad where we can't reach to a wholesaler. So if that's a situation where we could be helpful rather than send it to a wholesaler, because a lot of times I have to seek those places out myself. So rather than go online and seek them out, I just call the giving chain.
Exactly. That's the use case. That's it.
I wish I would have known about this 2 years ago, because
we have to build the technology, not ahead of ourselves yet.
Right. So I'm just,
So for instance, one of the things that we had done with the first project was I was building this social impact project with the meetup groups that I worked with. And we were tired of just meeting and talking about blockchain. So we decided to do the project. And I got together this social impact outline, and we answered the questions. And at the time, it was like a want and a need kind of thing. And we had all this farmers who have all this produce in New Jersey that they don't know what to do with. And at the time, I was at a paintball facility in the middle of the state. And the gentleman who worked there represents homeless vets off the grid who don't go to the food banks. So we had our children, once we gathered all the food, make 50 giving bags of almost like a survival kit, and made them really think about what homelessness looked like and what would you want in that bag. And then we delivered it to this gentleman at the end of the project. The only need that I think that maybe we have some synergies is we've never done the project for the Giving Chain India Women. And what we're doing is we found, because I don't like anything that's not sustainable. So the idea of sending products over there that are plastic and need to be disposed of was not something I was going to do. So we found a company or two that make these reusable underwear type thing, washable, clean, and healthy, that you can use for several months. And if you take care of them, even longer, I'm assuming. But they're sold and marketed to teenagers in the United States. So that means that they're very expensive. So I'm going to try to work on getting those a little bit affordable. But now our problem would be, because now we're having a GoFundMe page and the Linux Foundation has a crowdfunding. And at the middle of September, once we figure out what this product is, we're going to take all of that money that we've collected and buy those products and ship them to a few hospitals in rural India, and they're going to distribute them. Getting, we, like that big empty question mark is from my house to your house, or my house to the hospital in India. Any suggestions? Like, we were just going to try FedEx or something like that. But if you have any other suggestions, and again, we've raised about, I would say we're approaching $1,000 in donations to buy these supplies. So we're just starting the fundraising piece. We've got a couple of weeks to get that up. So we're not really
part
sure.
of India?
We're not sure yet. That my mentee is working on that. So I don't want to speak for her because she's running that project. She's the project manager. So we're talking to a few hospitals, and I'm not, I could have more information by the end of the week as to what those hospitals look like.
Okay. Yeah, if you could get me a location, that way I can narrow all of this stuff. Anything that I do is based on location. You know, I may pay somebody $10,000 to go from California to New Jersey. I may pay somebody, $1,000 to go from California to Texas. So it's very location specific, a little bit more detail and location. And then I can, look at not just how to get it there, but, where it will land. And if the people are going to be honest enough, because we don't have boots on the ground. So first and foremost, we need an organization that's going to be honest enough so that when these donations come, they're not going to sell them on the black market.
Yeah, that's why we thought hospitals.
Yeah, hospitals too. So if you can give me a location, then I can do my part and research it out, and then come up with the best cost, and maybe come up with several scenarios so that you have some alternatives.
That would be wonderful. Could you just make sure I have a good email for you in the chat? Because I don't want to lose this connection with all the other connections I have in the chat.
So just go to the chat here and type in my email.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
And then you will be hearing from me. And I really appreciate you getting involved in this project. We're trying to do.
Yeah, well, I'm on the sales side, and I just have such a appreciation for the whole blockchain and where it's going and where it's going to lead us, but I'm not a developer. So I'm trying to figure out how to get in on either the biz dev side or sales or marketing.
Well, this project initially, when I first went to the Miami Bitcoin convention in 2017, there was a company called Guardium. And I don't even know if they're still operating, but they had a token, the Guardium, and it was for a 911 system in rural Africa where there's no governments that are stable. So basically, this is where my idea came from. I think there should be an international disaster relief platform. So whenever there's a disaster, you don't have to worry about the supply chain. We have to worry about the physical supply chain, but the technology behind the transfer of goods and services should just be there.
How about what's the Red Cross do? Aren't they global? And what's the other, what is it? Red Cross and
is a similar organization.
There's another organization too. I think I almost want to say UNICEF, but I don't think that's it.
And the World Health Organization has some similar.
WHO, yeah. But the thing is, why should we reinvent the wheel? If we have these organizations, I would think that
the key is decentralized. They're not.
That's the outreach, is to make, bring them into the future instead of.
Oh no, that would be great. Again, I can't really go around and say, oh, look at this until we get that technology piece in the next couple months. So that's what we want the project to be over at September, have all our digital pictures from our project day, see if the technicians then can take the next 2 months, because the mentorship program runs to the middle of November. And see where we are in 2 months, see if we can actually back it up with a blockchain that can track this stuff, because that's, we also like when we think about the giving chain, like for instance, in New Jersey, everybody has Christmas trees in the winter. Seaside Heights, which is a shore town in New Jersey, they wanted all the Christmas trees to build a berm to protect from hurricanes. They just couldn't get everybody to tell them where the trees were. This would be a perfect solution for something like that. Put an ad in the paper, go to the giving chain, tell us where your tree is. We'll come get it. That kind of thing. So it's not a Red Cross behemoth to get moving. It's streamlined, it's agile, it's whatever you need when you need it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Start small.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're picking. Small little use cases. Oh,
Did you get my email?
Did I get, let me check the chat. I did. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Let me know, what locations I'm going to be looking at, and then I'll do my part to see what I can come up with.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Bobby.
All right, talk soon.
All right, bye.
I have to turn my back to hosting. Mohammed, David, and Dimitri, do you need to be put in a room?
I'm okay.
Okay, great. Well, let me know if you need to transfer rooms or if you have any questions of the event or for me. I'm here.
Yeah, no, do you know what it is? To be honest, I was embedded. I'm in the UK right now. Obviously, there's a chance to listen to something about blockchain from Princeton. So obviously I had to take it, but I'm still.
That's awesome that you're here. What's your background? Like, what's your field of?
Do you know what it is right now? I was actually working in retail until I had the idea, and then developing my idea. Right now, it's developed into a blockchain idea. It's for supply chain, using blockchain in the supply chain.
I was just talking to the gentleman before about that same idea.
Yeah.
You should check out the Collido Room if you haven't been there before. They're helping me with a supply chain project I'm working on, and they're using blockchain as a service. So you don't have to have the enormous infrastructure, streamlined and agile.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Hey, Bobby, can I go to Collido?
Sure, certainly.
Thank you.
Bobby, I'm gonna follow you on LinkedIn and everything. I find you on the social media. I'm gonna go to that Collido Room. I'm gonna come back. Thank you very much.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah.
And I think, John, I sent you. Did you? Where's John? Yes, he's gone. So Mohammed or Dimitri, do you need help?
Yeah, this is Dimitri. I just want to find out, how does this work? I just joined.
Oh, okay. So right now we have breakout rooms with companies that have lots of blockchain jobs. So the first room is Accenture, and they do a lot of enterprise-wide solutions. Then you have Dtcc, which does a lot of DeFi and solutions in the decentralized finance space. And then there's Consensus, which has the consensus mesh and trying to do business cases off of the Ethereum blockchain. And then there's Collido, which is blockchain as a service. They use all the blockchains, but they offer it as a package deal for your use case. So if any of those interest you, if not, I would just jump into Consensus because they do have a lot of information and a lot of general jobs.
Do any of them hire independent contractors? They're all full-time positions.
Most of them hire for most of the jobs are like independent contractors because a lot of them are based now out of like the remote model. So you get hired probably for a job, but most of them do want you to stick around. But again, I do a lot of consultant work and I write training manuals for companies. So I'm like a gun for hire if you want a training manual. Does that make sense? So there are positions for blockchain for writers, for editors, for, I'm not sure what industry you've come from.
Yeah, I'm in IT and development architecture.
And then I would suggest Accenture. Absolutely.
All right. How do I get there?
And then just drop in, I can put you into the Accenture room or you can drop into any of the rooms you want. I think you have the ability in the chat or the participants list to do that. But I can put you into Accenture if you'd like.
Yes, please. Thank you.
No worries.
Hi, can you put me to the Accenture too? Sorry about the English. Hi, Manoj.
What room would you like to go into?
Accenture. Sorry about my English. It's
no worries. It's fine.
That name.
It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you.
So I will move you there now. Do you need to be put in a room? Okay, everybody's in a room. Christina's back.
Hi, Miss Bobby. All right, can I
Hello.
go? I think I want to go to Accenture next. I'm super excited for the consensus crew, and I was able to give him like a tiny little nugget to let him be like king in front of the audience. I was like, can you explain why consensus is the marquee event in the blockchain industry and why working at consensus allows you access to the best blockchain thought leadership on the planet? And he was like, thank you. Yes, I will answer that.
I'll send you your check tomorrow.
Right? I was like, that's what we do at Continuum. Okay, we get this going. We get this going. All
so
right.
You want Accenture?
Yes, please.
There's 2 rooms for Accenture. One has 17 people, one has 13. Which one do you want?
Roulette, Bobby Muscara gets to choose.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I didn't send you, did I? Yes, I did.
Bobby, what about Accenture,
Okay.
if you could?
Okay, I'm just trying to see. You didn't leave the room, so you want to go to Accenture? You're in consensus? Let me send you.
Okay. Yeah, I left the other room. There was a quick interview.
Okay, there you go.
No, nothing happened.
Okay, let's try it again. No worries. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, you want to go into which room? John, you want to go into which room?
Accenture.
No worries.
Okay. Ah, there we go.
Yep. Joe, how about you? Joe, let me know if you want to be put in a new room.
Hi, Bobby.
Yes, do you need help?
No, I was just saying hi.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good, good.
Oh, hi, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a long time.
That's right, that's right. Because you're in New Jersey, I'm in Florida. We don't really see each other.
What part of Florida are you at?
Down here, Miami area.
I will be spending some of my winter months at my one of my sister-in-law's homes in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not too far from there.
We'll have to do a blockchain meetup.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we trying to get one going down here.
How'd it go?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're looking to get one meetup going on down here. So we haven't started yet. Yeah, because